Hey YouTube, Mad Hatter here. I just received this in the mail a couple days ago. It is the uh, new Virpal Throttle. It's the it says a mouthful here. The T50 CM2 throttle. Just got it a couple days ago, and I've been working with it, and it's a step up. Well, actually, it's a leap up from. Let me see if I can reach it. It is a leap up from this. This is the X52 throttle that I have been using for ever since I've been flying in DCS. It's just got the rotary here and the push button here, and then another rotary and a push button there, and then a push button here, and then a slider and a mouse stick that didn't work. Another button here, a slider, a couple of wheels down here, a couple of buttons here, and that's it. And that's what I've been using for, oh, and this hat button right here, four-way hat button. And that's all that I've been using since I've started DCS. And the wheel up here is really funky. There's something wrong with the whatever it is on the inside that works. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. And there's something wrong with this one, and there's something wrong with the slider. There's a lot of, like, not a lot of jitter, but there's a little bit of jitter when you're using it to, like, zoom in or zoom out or whatever you're using them for. But that's what I've been using. So I moved up from that to this. So we're not talking just a jump, we're talking a freaking leap. But anyway, to get back to this throttle here, yeah, I got this about a couple days ago, and I've been waiting for about 3 weeks for it. But anyway, to start off with, this throttle has a lot of buttons, more buttons than a lot of people are talking about. We'll start with the bass first. The bass has this, it's a flap for the flaps, but really you can use it for, either flaps or for zoom. And it moves really smooth. There's no binding, there's no grinding. There's no sound whatsoever. It's really, really smooth. To the left of that, there are two switches, T1 and T2. I have T1 bound to my canopy. So, I'll flip that switch and my canopy will close. T2 I haven't got bound yet because I am still working with this throttle and trying to figure it out and trying to get things set up right the way I like them. If we move over to the left of those, we got 6 momentary buttons numbered B1 through B6. So they have a really good sound to them, really good tactile feel. By the way, you can change colors with these buttons too. You can change different colors: blue, green, yellow, orange, red, or no colors at all, or you can just have them white. To the left of that, you got two more switches, T3 and T4. These buttons I haven't got set yet. Like I said, I'm still trying to set this thing up. Those are an actual toggle switch, by the way. Right below that, you got three momentary switches. And you can set them. You can set these switches either up for a particular setting or down for a particular setting. So you actually got 6 settings here that you can use. But what I got these set for like this one's for my gear, up and down. This one is set for my arresting hook, up and down. And this one is set for my fuel probe, T7. To the left of that, to the right of that, you got E1 and E2, and these are in quarter dials. You can kind of hear them a little bit. I'm doing this on my phone, so it doesn't have the best mic on it. But you can hear the push, and you can feel the push. So that's really nice. Above that, you got a mode dial. And you got 5 different modes that you can choose from. And it's got a real good feel to it and a good sound to it. And this mode dial, you can multiply these 6 buttons, these 6 momentary buttons, by 5. So you would have 30 different functions. So you can have a function for, let's say, taking off, navigation, weapons, landing, or I don't know what you would use the 5th one for. There's so many of them. But moving on the throttle, by the way, is really nice. It's really, there's a switch underneath the right portion of the throttle. You pull it to the right and then flip it down, and then the throttle is really nice. It's really smooth. I didn't expect to have, get something that was this smooth and this nice. Of course, for the money that I spent on it, yeah, it should be really nice. But the throttle quadrants are 3 millimeters apart, so there's going to be no binding or nothing. This is a really smooth movement. And when you want to lock the throttles together again, you just take your thumb, lift up, and it flips back into place, locking both the throttles back together again. On the right side of the throttle, you've got a scroll wheel, which I haven't set yet. Haven't found a use for it yet, I guess. And then in the middle of that, you got a 4-way hat with push. And I have this set for my comms. Forward is COM 1, back is CM2, and then push is both. Below that, there is a push button. And by the way, you can hear this wheel. You can hear it better live, but you can hear it. And the feel of these switches are nice. Behind the scroll wheel here is another 4-way hat with push. And I have this set for my speed brake. So if I pull it back, it extends the speed brake. If I push it forward, it pulls the speed brake back in. Below that, there's another 4-way with push. And I have that set for my wing sweeps. So down is for bombing. Up or push it forward is, of course, to swing the wings forward. Back is to swing the wings back. And up is automatic. Behind those two buttons, there's another push button. I have that set for this button down here. I have set for what is it? A rusting hook, or not the arresting hook, but to hook up on the catapult, or on the not the catapult, the shuttle. And no, this is Neil, and this is shuttle to hook up on the shuttle. And then this one here is the old salute button to take off. And all those buttons on that side have a really good feel. So there's no disappointment in sound or feel on those. On the front side of the throttle, you got, it's a it looks like a lever off of an Xbox controller. And that is a 4-way. Actually, it's an 8-way, but they call it a 4-way. And it has push. I don't have that one set yet. I haven't figured out what to set it for. Next to that, there is another 4-way with push. And I have this one, the push, set up to my PLM. Right next to that, there is the slider, and I have that set up for zoom. So that works really good. There's no binding or nothing, and it has a 50% detent in it also. Next to that, I have another, this one is a 3-way hat with push. And I have that set up, I have the push set up to my cage. Next to that, I have another button, and I have that set up for a modifier. On the other side of that, on the left side, I'll get my finger out of the way, is a rotary knob. It's a 3-way rotary knobs. So like forward, I think is one, back is no, push is one, forward is two, I believe, and three is back. I haven't got that set up yet, but that's really nice, and you can reach it. All the buttons are readily reachable on this throttle, so you can reach everything. The scroll, this button down here. I have big hands, so it doesn't there isn't a problem for me to reach a lot of these buttons. And there's also another button. Well, yeah, I already said there's so many buttons on this thing that I forget. And, you know, all the buttons, some of the buttons are improved. I've noticed on some of the older throttles that the buttons don't have, or the hats don't have this little ridge right here. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, like the very first iteration of the throttle, Virpal throttle, they don't have the ridge there, and that's really nice because you're not going to be slipping back and forth on the hat trying to change your settings. Going back and forth is not a problem because you have those ridges going back and forth. Same thing in the front that people were complaining about. You have the ridges right here, so your fingers can move it back and forth instead of putting your finger on the side of the hat trying to move it. This one right here, since it's only a three-way, there's no problem because you're moving it up and down with your finger and pushing. So I thought that was a rather neat improvement to the throttle, to the hat switches. But other than, I got really the only real complaint I have about the throttle is the wheel on the side right here. I have to kind of move my hand over to, I got big hands, but even having big hands, I have to like either kind of lift my hand up and move the wheel. So it's kind of, and to press the button, and if you don't want to let go of the throttle itself, to press the button, you got to kind of grip this side of the throttle to squeeze it with your pinky. So that's a little bit of an issue. It's not a huge issue, but anyway, this, other than that, I have no, and it does also come with these they come already attached. They're the feet that come attached to the side. So since I already had a mounting solution from Monster Tech, hint hint, I removed them. They're just screwed into onto the side there. So I just removed them. Now, if you don't have a mounting solution and you're close to a table or something like that, they should pretty well stick to my tabletop is glass. But if you don't have glass and you have wood or something like that, grab yourself a mouse pad maybe, and it'll stick to the mouse pad. So that's if you don't have a mounting solution or anything like that, just go ahead and leave them on and put them on a mouse, put the throttle on a mouse pad or something like that. But anyway, that's my my take on the the throttle from Virpal, the T50 CM2. And like I said, it's a nice throttle. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. It's built like a tank. It should last you. It should outlast any other piece of whatever you have. I mean, you can knock somebody out with this sucker. But anyway, so that's it on the throttle. If you liked the content on the throttle, go ahead and give a like. If you have any comments or anything like that, go ahead and comment if I forgot something, or if you guys have any suggestions on how to set this sucker up better. I would be glad to hear from you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you would like to subscribe. But anyway, that's the new throttle from Virpal. You guys have a good one, and we'll catch you later. Bye.